You know what's incredible? I'll say that again in case the video didn't start yet. You know what's incredible? Eggs. Like chicken eggs. I realize that a lot of animals lay eggs. Well, any egg that comes out with a hardened shell, for that matter. Think about it. Inside of this fluffy, feathery bird, we'll talk about chicken eggs specifically. Well, I realize there are more than just chicken eggs. Inside of this fluffy, feathery bird is growing this mass that gets ejected from the hind end, hard. Fragile, but hard. And it stays that way. And at that point, you have one of two options. You can take that chicken's egg, crack it open into a hot pan, and eat it. Or you can let that chicken keep the egg, let the rooster do its little bit of business, and after a little while, that egg turns into another chicken. That's just extremely fascinating to me. One of my colleagues at school raises chickens. She has several of them. A couple of my colleagues do this, actually. They have several chickens, and they bring the eggs to school, and they sell them. You know, farm fresh eggs. Great little side hustle there. But, you know, she talks about what she's learning through this process and how to take care of them and what they need in order to feel comfortable and to continue producing these eggs. But think about this. This strange thing has an egg growing inside of it. And I realize, like, a human pregnancy is not a completely different process. But human babies don't come out in a ball or in a structure that needs to be cracked open. I mean, I guess that's the difference between mammals and non-mammals. Fowl, as it were. Or reptiles, amphibians, fish. But this thing is growing inside of a chicken for an extended period of time until it decides it wants to come out. And it's not like it grows. I mean, it comes out full size. And then you can crack it and dump it into a pan, and it changes from a liquid to a solid. Do you realize that most things, when you heat them, don't turn solid? They do the opposite. They melt. Like butter. Think about it. Butter comes in a stick. When you put it on a hot pan, it goes from solid, or squishy, to a liquid. The egg does the opposite. You're putting a liquid into a pan, and giving it heat, and it becomes solid-ish. Or better yet, you don't even have to take it out of the shell. You can put that whole egg, shell and all, into a pot of boiling water. And after about 10 minutes, you pop that thing out and you open that shell, completely solid. The part that really gets me, this may be a little too much information, but it's biology. It happens. The mama chicken, the mama hen, sits on that egg, giving it heat, warming it up, until it's ready to hatch, and yet that it turns so far solid that it becomes a living, breathing creature inside of the egg, and then it has to peck its way out. That's amazing. That's incredibly amazing. And it makes you wonder how in the world anybody could think. Woo! We're about to get controversial here. I don't care. I don't care today. No, I don't. How in the world do you think that the chicken learned how to do that. That it evolved from some less intelligent being over time. That's by design, folks. That chicken was created and born with the inherent knowledge of how to reproduce itself and start all over again. And then that little baby liquid yolk thing inside the egg turns into another bird and automatically knows, hey, I'm not supposed to stay in this ball forever, so I'm going to get out of here. It knows. It didn't learn it. It was created with a specific set of instructions and DNA embedded in its body to know how to do that. There is no doubt in my mind. Those birds didn't evolve. They didn't come from something else. They were created, which is why there is obviously an answer to what came first, the chicken or the egg. It's very obviously the chicken. Open your Bible up to Genesis and read about it. The chicken came first. It was one of the creatures that jumped on Noah's Ark and survived through the flood. Even before that, the inception of the chicken was a creation that was put on this earth with a purpose and with design. It was given the name of chicken, although probably not in the English language. How do you argue that? I guess in the same way I'm arguing my standpoint now. Oops. But that's just, isn't that crazy? Like you scoop a scoop of ice cream out of a carton, shape it into an egg, put it inside of a little plastic Easter egg if you want to. Throw that thing in a frying pan and see how it turns out. It's gonna melt. It's gonna turn into a liquid. And I get that, like, the rooster has to fertilize the egg in order for it to actually hatch, so, you know, the chicken's sitting on it and it not cooking the egg. One, there's not enough heat. Concentrated heat. Two, it's an egg that's been fertilized. I get that. But I guess that's why they call it the incredible edible egg. Because it is truly incredible. What other type of animal can you do that with? Like, outside of the egg? Like, I suppose you can take a baby cow and butcher it up and cook it. But it's not the same thing. You are taking, essentially, an entire chicken. You're eating a whole chicken on your toast for breakfast. Try doing that after the chicken's out of the egg. Go ahead. Go down to your local farm and say, hey, or even your local butcher for that matter, hey, can I have a whole chicken? They got them in the deli, roasted with butter and garlic. Slice that thing up and put it on a piece of bread and eat the whole thing. Eggs, man. Crazy. There will be more on this. Trust me. See you tomorrow. I didn't hit the stop button.